This is the trick Yellow Airplanes, aka Kamikaze 2, and it looks like this. So of course, if you haven't learned the trick Kamikaze, go to our video section and check it out. And once you learn Kamikaze, you can come back to this video and learn the sequel, Kamikaze 2. So assuming you know Kamikaze, we will start in a trapeze, and we're going to set ourselves up for a new variation to get into the Kamikaze mount. So after you form the trapeze, you're going to make a wrap around your index finger like this, almost like you're doing a magic drop. But except the differences is that you're only going to be using your pointer finger instead of both your pointer and thumb to wrap around and make the loop here. And then second of all, you're not going to curl your yo-yo finger in like you normally would with a magic drop. You're going to instead keep it outstretched and keep it separated from your index finger like so. So that way you have space to pluck it with the thumb of your opposite hand and form a Houdini mount. After you form the Houdini mount, you can then pop it up and hit the Kamikaze mount just like you normally would. And so a few tips to help you make this trick look really smooth is number one, as soon as you hit the trapeze, you should have already formed the wrap on your index finger here. And then second of all, as you pluck with your thumb, you're going to pluck and hit the Kamikaze mount pretty much all in the same step, so that way it just looks like one fluid motion. After you hit the Kamikaze mount, you're then going to essentially do the same thing as you normally would in regular Kamikaze. So you're going to roll across your yo-yo hand, and then you're going to roll across your opposite hand. And instead of hitting the bottom string like you would in the first Kamikaze, you're going to miss both strings to the inside. As you're doing that, you're going to be curling in both of your index fingers in towards each other. And you're going to be letting go of a loop on your opposite hand off of your index finger. And that's going to create a slack. And to hold that slack into place, you're going to pinch that string on your yo-yo hand to hold it there. And while all that is happening, the yo-yo is still rotating around your opposite hand. So you're going to uncurl your finger and land it on top of the string like so. And now you're in a radical concept where the yo-yo is essentially in a trapeze with the string resting on top of it like so. And what's going to happen after this is you're going to be feeding the slack into the yo-yo in this sort of a fashion. And this can be really difficult and tricky to figure out. So we're going to give you plenty of tips on how to figure out this element of the trick. So number one is as you're rolling around and you let go of the string right here, you want to make sure that you lift your elbow up of your yo-yo arm and then have your yo-yo hand rotated inside as you let go of the string. So that way the string will be resting either on top or it will be on completely on the inside here. Somewhere in between those two is where you want the slack to hang. If you have the slack hanging completely outside of that string segment, then you're not lifting your elbow up enough or you're not rotating your hand in enough in order to help you with the next part of the trick. The reason why you want it to be hanging even with the string or completely inside of that string segment is because when you feed this yo-yo into the slack string like so, is you want the extra loop hanging on the completely inside the slack string that's closest towards your body to go inside the yo-yo and wrap around and then hit the mount like so. And that can be really tough to get that to hit. So some tips for that is as you are swinging the slack into the yo-yo, you will either want to rotate your hand to make sure that that slack comes into place, or there's also an optimal way for the slack to be resting on top of the string. And I tend to think of it as either the string can be completely even or it can be completely on the inside like so. But the optimal place for it is going to be halfway in between that. So if you find just the right balance for it, about right here, you can just feed it in and the yo-yo will just suck in that slack and bring you back into the mount that you will need to get to the next part of the trick. So a common mistake with feeding the slack into the yo-yo is if you don't do it gently enough, that the other part of the string is going to get sucked underneath the yo-yo as well, and it's just going to roll over on top of the string and end up in a kink mount similar to this one right here. And once you're in this kink mount here, unfortunately there's no way to salvage the trick from here, so just dismount off the front and then try the trick again. So after you feed the slack loop into the yo-yo correctly, you're going to essentially be in what looks like a kamikaze mount, but it actually isn't. Number one is you're going to have an extra wrap around your index finger of your yo-yo hand, and number two, there'll be a twist near the bearing that there normally isn't in kamikaze mount. So we're going to actually get back to the kamikaze mount using the following sequence. So number one, hop it off of the string and go to the front, and then the second step is going to be, we're going to curl our index finger in and feed it through this loop, these two strings right here, so pass the curl in between these two string segments, and then pick up the string segment that is going underneath your index finger like so. And as you curl in, take your thumb and press it against your index finger as the top part of the string falls off of your second knuckle of your index finger. And you're going to do that so that way you can still hold on to this string segment of your finger like so. So the third and final step in this sequence to get to the kamikaze mount is we're going to make a big roll around our yo-yo hand, and we're going to extend our index finger of our yo-yo hand out from curl position to straight forward at the same time as you do the roll, and then you'll end up in the kamikaze mount. You want to make sure that your roll is really big and stays on plane, or else the yo-yo is going to reject on you as you try to swing into the kamikaze mount. So just watch out for that and make sure that you keep everything on plane over on the yo-yo side of your body. Once we are in the kamikaze mount, we are then going to roll over just like you would in the first kamikaze trick. Now we're going to have a deviation from the first kamikaze trick yet again. We're going to take our opposite thumb here. We're going to bring it underneath the string that is coming across the index fingers, and we're going to pluck that back and pull it out of the way so that way the yo-yo can dismount over the index finger of your yo-yo hand. One other thing you're going to be doing on that dismount is you're going to curl your index finger in to make sure that the yo-yo isn't going to create an extra wrap around your index finger. So as you curl that in and as the yo-yo is swinging around, you're going to be completing a transfer from your pointer finger to your thumb here. So we use the thumb to pluck it back, and then after the dismount, we will then let go of our pointer finger and let it rest completely on your thumb over here. And the yo-yo will still be swinging over to the other side, and we'll hit it on the outside string. And now we will be in a Houdini mount with an extra wrap around our index finger. From here, we are going to essentially do what is like the first underpass, a cold fusion, except since the extra string is not around your index finger, but around your thumb, what you're going to do to help you with the underpass is to rotate your thumb in underneath your index finger and also push it a little forward so that way that top string can line up with the gap of the yo-yo so you can hit this underpass. And as you are moving your thumb back into its normal position, you're going to hit the yo-yo on the string coming from over top of your thumb of your opposite hand, and then you will hit the string but also make it fall off of the string that was on previously, and you'll end up in a mount like so. And what you're going to do after that is you're going to roll it over your yo-yo hand like this, and you'll end up in what seems to be like a perturbed 1.5-ish mount here. And what you're going to do is roll into your actual 1.5 mount and then roll it back onto the top string. And so from there, what you're going to do is you're going to be throwing the slack around the yo-yo so that way it dismounts off, and it's going to go all the way around your yo-yo hand like this. And what you're going to be doing is, as you throw the slack around, it's going to be dismounting off of the string, and then the string that is on the top is going to go over in front of the yo-yo and then carry around like so. And one tip I can give to help you get that slack all the way around your hand is, number one, what you want to do is as soon as you want to throw the slack, you let the yo-yo drop. And with the yo-yo dropping, it's going to make the string smaller. It's going to make it come around a lot quicker, so that way you can come up and grab it like so. A lot of players' tendencies in this trick is they want to not just let the yo-yo drop and have the swing get carried around. They want to try to pinch the string right here and throw the string as hard as they can and hope that it will come around and catch. But we found it's a lot easier to let the yo-yo drop off and catch it. So after you catch it, what you're going to catch it on is, it doesn't actually matter what fingers you catch it on, just as long as you catch it with your palm facing up and you're clawing at it from underneath like so. And as long as you catch it on one of the 3 fingers right here, whether it be your pinky, your middle, and your ring finger here, as long as you catch it on one of the 3, 2 of the 3, or even on all 3 fingers, that is alright to do. So once you catch it, you're going to be doing a reverse pinwheel around your yo-yo finger. And what you're going to do with your yo-yo fingers, you're going to curl it in towards your opposite hand, so that way as it unravels, it gets rid of all the extra twists on there. And after you curl your index finger in and let all those strings go, you'll have 1 string left here. And after the pinwheel, that all those extra twists will be gone, which will allow you to then toss it up into a trapeze, and that concludes the trick. And that is Yellow Airplanes, aka Kamikaze 2.